Well, welcome back to Direct Selling Shift. Blake Mallet here, and today marks the debut of our first Shift Summary. Now, these are going to be short solo episodes where we dive into key takeaways from our recent guest interviews designed to provide you with actionable insights to propel your business forward. Now, there is a big difference between knowledge, knowing something, and action, doing something. And this show, it's not just about learning, it's also about inspiring immediate impact. We want to increase your income and your influence today. So quick note, these shift summaries are not meant to replace the full conversations. Our last episode with Darnell Self was absolute fire, filled with so many super valuable insights. And today, we're just going to focus on 5 key shifts from that discussion. So if you missed it, I strongly encourage you to go back and listen to the complete conversation. Now, last week, we had the privilege of connecting with Darnell Self, a devoted family man, but also a remarkable entrepreneur, life coach, and philanthropist. Started his journey as a frustrated retail manager, and today is leading an extraordinary team of over 340,000 entrepreneurs. Now, his accolades and accomplishments speak volumes, and he also has a super unique role as a trusted advisor to his company's CEO. So let's dive in. 5 key shifts that I got from our conversation with Darnell Self that I know can elevate you in your entrepreneurial journey today. Now, the first shift has to do with going from this feeling to constantly restart to continually reinventing. Now, this is a shift that gets us out of that cycle of starting over and over again on a new path and learning how to relentlessly reinvent ourselves on the path that we are on. Let's state the obvious. Attention spans shrinking, and we're at a time that it feels like we get an overwhelming fire hose of opportunity. So those two things, unfortunately, have made it all too common for individuals to be constantly chasing the next shiny thing and therefore never truly committing to a single course long enough for it to work. And I love Darnell's story because he spent 25 years in a single company on a same path. 25 years. Talk about a testimony to commitment and consistency. And I asked him kind of the obvious question of how? Give us some clues on how you managed to stay the course that long. And he gave us some phenomenal clues. He mentioned passion and how there's no real gray area with passion. He compared it to the love of a spouse. You're either in love or you're not in love, and we have to be passionate about what we were doing. He talked about a growth environment, of how he found mentors and individuals that helped him become not just a better man, but a better father, son, husband, leader. And talk about a powerful question. Why would you ever quit something that is making you better? He talked about the importance of understanding our why, the thing that gives us a deep-seated motivation, the force that gets us out of bed each day, that helps us make the call, go to that meeting, right? Take the step even when we don't feel like it, and how when we don't have that clarity, we have a risk of distraction. We need to get clear in what we want and what we don't want, and crystal clear in why we're doing what we're doing allows distractions to lose their power over us because they keep us focused on our goals. And then he touched on accountability. I love how he suggested that we give others permission to help hold us accountable. Yes, in our business, but also in our health or in our spiritual world, to allow other people to help us move forward and do the things we know are best for us. So here's my question for you. Have you been distracted lately, lured by maybe the promise of a greener pasture on the other side? Let's learn from Darnell's journey that the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. You're never going to get to your ultimate finish line, your potential, if you're constantly going back to new starting lines. So let's make the shift from constantly restarting to continually reinventing. Now, the second shift has to do with learning how to react less to our circumstances and not judge the moments we're in, to allow space for them to maybe become something greater for us in the future. We talked about this concept of connecting the dots and how our business and our life can sometimes be just like that, where we go through something, a struggle, a challenge, a perceived failure, a dot, And we don't realize the significance of that dot until much later. He was super vulnerable and open and sharing personal story of how the month before he got started in his business, he had his car repossessed. How there was a time where he had to, as an adult, go back to his mother and ask for money to keep his home from being foreclosed. And how that hit his self-confidence, created doubt, what today we might refer to as an imposter syndrome feeling. And yet he pursued. And how in looking back on where he is today, it was actually those moments where he still painted a picture, a vision, shared an opportunity. Even when he didn't feel he was in a place of strength, it was actually those moments that give him power today because he understands what people go through and where people are at. And that's true for all of us, regardless of where you're at in your journey, in your path right now. You're going to go through your own challenges, and we got to stop labeling them as failures. What if they're not failures? They're actually only connectors. So we got to make that shift. Let's stop judging the moments that we're in. Let's have a little bit of a faith that the dots that we're connecting is the picture that is meant for us. Now, the third shift was really around the importance of constantly shining a spotlight on the newest stories. I love how Darnell pointed out that if we keep sharing the same stories from the past, we might limit the perceived potential opportunity for the people joining our team today. If we're still telling stories from 1 year, 2 year, 3 or 5 years ago, a person joining tomorrow might believe they missed the boat. And we all know that isn't the case. As a matter of fact, I bet the opportunity that you're sharing today is even greater of an opportunity it was than when you first began. And what drives people forward is believing and knowing what's possible, and stories are the way to convey that. So it's a challenge to make sure we are always spotlighting the newest story in your team, whatever that means for you. That might be spotlighting on a call or social media or in your messenger threads or at different events, showing people what's possible. I love how Darnell got very strategic in designing a system to share stories of people from all generations, highlighting that, we want people succeeding that are boomers and Gen Xers, older and younger millennials, Gen Z now flourishing within this channel. He talked about his own 40 under 40 recognition strategy I thought was brilliant. And we all can apply something similar within our own team, highlighting individuals at each generation so we have relatable stories that show people what is possible today. And then the challenge of how do we honor and respect the people that have helped create where we are today while shining a spotlight on the newest stories that inspire the people for tomorrow. And Darnell gave an amazing analogy using the terms of Hall of Famers, people that have built the foundation to get us where we are, and Pro Bowlers, the all-stars, the current credibility, in the grind, doing it every single day. So if you're someone that has been building your current business for a period of time, make sure you go listen to that section of the episode. Amazing information that can help us navigate all of both the generations and the individuals in our team. Number 4 is making the shift from transactions to building intentional relationships. Darnell raised an absolutely crucial question. Are you intentionally building relationships within your organization right now? You see, the people on our team are more than just metrics, more than just the amount of sales or the number of new recruits. We are in the business of relationships and community, which means we have to genuinely know about your team members on a personal level. And that authentic relationship is what creates a cohesive team, creates the glue in your business to navigate the peaks and the valleys, that holds the relationship together as you guys thrive forward. Darnell also goes deep in our conversation on the value of team culture and how those grounded principles have been significant to allowing him to grow consecutively over the last 25 years. So I got to ask you right now, are you taking the time to build relationships with your team, to know who they are, why they're here, what they want to accomplish, what matters in their life? We got to make that shift. The strength of your relationships will be the strength of your growth. And the last shift at the very end of our conversation, Darnell said the most important shift for any new distributor to make is to not allow other people's opinions to dictate our path. Darnell got very vulnerable sharing his personal story of how early in his 20s, the speed or pace of his success was really limited by the need to get validation or affirmation from others, the desire to please others. And that his personal breakthrough came when he decided to embrace his own authenticity and realize that those that truly love and support him are going to love and support him no matter what. And you know what? Those that this is not going to be for, it's not going to be for no matter what, to let go of the need to please others and to prioritize his own purpose and his own vision. And that we need to make that shift. And that when we get a real sense of purpose, a clarity of the path that we're on, the opinions of others tend to matter less. So I challenge you to make that shift. If you're still hanging on to that need, right, for the like, the thumbs up, the affirmation from others, let it go. Prioritize your own vision, your own purpose, and know the path you're on is meant for you. So those are the 5 shifts, just 5. There's so many more in our conversation, but 5 that I know we can take right now and evaluate where we're at to move ourselves forward. So I got to ask you, let's make the shift from constantly restarting to learning how to continually reinvent ourselves and the path that we're on. Let's make the shift from emotionally reacting to our circumstances and learn to not judge the moment and be open to the fact that it might have greater meaning for us in the future. Let's constantly shine a light intentionally on our newest stories, spotlighting individuals that are making things happen at any level within your team to show the newest person tomorrow that it is possible. Let's not limit ourselves to transactions, but pursue real relationships within our team to create a culture that can withstand. And let's let go of the need for other people's opinions and allowing them to dictate our path. So pause for a second and ask yourself, which of those do you need to work on most right now? How can you apply those shifts in your business and your team today? And let's keep those in mind as we continue to grow and elevate together. We got to remember that a single shift really can change everything. And we have that gift in these conversations to share with other direct selling entrepreneurs, direct selling rock stars that we know. So if you haven't already, make sure you go subscribe, follow the show, all the podcast places on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible. Make sure you subscribe. If you missed our first 10 pre-launch episodes, go back and catch all 10. They're short and they set you up to get the most out of our experience together. And if at any point in any episode you feel so inspired, drop by the platform, leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Our team reads all of them. That helps us make a bigger impact. And just to inspire everyone out there, yes, you listening to this right now, to help us share the show. Have you heard about the AI Edge? Have you gotten your access to the list yet? If not, why not? It's free and it's yours for just helping us get the word out. Visit directsellingshift.com. Click the banner on the website to learn about the AI Edge. And all you have to do is complete 3 steps. Takes like 3 minutes. Super simple. Subscribe to the show. Share some of our giveaway posts. Inspire others to do the same. Once you complete all those steps, if you just go to that webpage on directsellingshift.com, click the banner. Let me get real with y'all. We went through hundreds of tools to narrow that list down to what I feel are the single best, most impactful tools you can implement right away to propel your business forward. So save the time, save the energy, and get the AI Edge and apply it to your business today for free. Our gift to you for helping spread the word about Direct Selling Shift. Next week, we got a brand new guest episode, whole different story, different energy, different shifts and insights, but same impact. It is going to be absolutely stellar, and I know it's going to be something to help move you forward in your business. So subscribe to the show, set the alarm, and check back on Monday. We'll see you there.